They tried to silence their brilliance, but history remembers the light. So many of the things we use every day, from the traffic lights that guide us, to the elevators that lift us, to the blood banks that save us, came from the minds of black men and women. But for too long, their stories were erased. Their inventions were used, but their names forgotten. Today, we are bringing them back. These are the stories of 20 brilliant inventors who faced hate, racism, and poverty, yet still changed the world forever. 1. Garrett Morgan. The man who saved lives. Garrett Morgan was born in 1877 to formerly enslaved parents. He only had a 6th grade education, but his mind never stopped inventing. One day, he saw a terrible car crash at an intersection. That tragedy inspired him to create the 3-light traffic signal, the same red, yellow, and green lights that keep us safe today. But that wasn't all. He also created a safety hood, a device that allowed firefighters to breathe in heavy smoke. That invention later became the model for the modern gas mask, saving countless lives during World War I. Garrett Morgan didn't just invent things, he solved problems. Problems that were costing lives. And because of his courage and creativity, millions of people today are alive and safe. 2. Frederick McKinley Jones, the genius who made the world cold. Imagine a world without refrigerated trucks. No fresh food, no safe medicine, no cool drinks. That was life before Frederick McKinley Jones. Born in 1893, he was an orphan who taught himself mechanics and engineering. In 1935, he invented the refrigeration system for trucks and ships, making it possible to transport perishable goods over long distances. During World War II, his invention helped deliver life-saving blood and food to soldiers on the battlefield. He held over 60 patents and helped shape the world's food and medical industries. Frederick Jones proved that genius doesn't come from privilege, it comes from persistence. 3. Alexander Miles. The man who made elevators safe. Before Alexander Miles, elevators were dangerous. People had to open and close the doors by hand, and many accidents happened when someone forgot. In 1887, Miles invented automatic elevator doors that opened and closed by themselves. That same safety mechanism is still used today in buildings all over the world. He made life safer and easier for millions, and his name deserves to ride to the top with every elevator. 4. Mark Dean, the tech pioneer. When people talk about computers, they mention names like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. But few mention Drive. Mark Dean, a black engineer who helped build the personal computer. He worked at IBM and helped design the ESA bus, the system that allows computers to connect to printers, drives, and monitors. He also co-created the first color PC monitor and helped make technology faster and more accessible. Dr. Dean owns more than 20 patents and is one of the inventors who brought the computer revolution to life. Every time you use your computer, you're touching his legacy. 5. Sarah Boone. The woman who improved the ironing board in 1892, Sarah Boone made ironing easier for everyone. Before her invention, ironing clothes, especially women's dresses, was awkward and inefficient. Her new curved, narrow ironing board made it easier to smooth out sleeves and fitted garments. Her design became the foundation for the modern ironing board we still use today. Sarah Boone turned a simple household task into an art of innovation. 6. Madam C.J. Walker. The beauty mogul born in 1867 to enslaved parents, Madam C.J. Walker became the first self-made female millionaire in America. After suffering from hair loss, she created her own line of hair care products designed for black women. She didn't just build a business, she built an empire that empowered thousands of women to earn their own income. Madam Walker's legacy wasn't only beauty, it was freedom, confidence, and economic power. 7. Dr. Charles Drew. The blood bank hero. Drive. Charles Drew was a doctor and scientist who found a way to store blood plasma for long periods of time. His discovery led to the creation of blood banks, which have saved millions of lives around the world. During World War II, his methods provided blood for wounded soldiers, regardless of race, though tragically, segregation still affected the system. Even then, Drew's work became the foundation of modern transfusion medicine. He gave humanity the gift of life itself. 8. Dr. Patricia Bath. The Eye Saver. Drive. Patricia Bath made history as the first black woman doctor to receive a medical patent. Her invention, the Laserphaco probe, allowed doctors to remove cataracts using laser technology. This breakthrough restored sight to countless people around the world. She also founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness, believing that everyone had the right to see. Her legacy shines as bright as the vision she restored. 9. Marie Van Britten Brown. The home protector in the 1960s, crime in her neighborhood was rising. Marie Van Britten Brown wanted to feel safe in her own home. So she invented the first home security system, complete with cameras, monitors, and a two-way microphone. Her idea became the foundation for modern security systems used everywhere today, from houses to banks. Marie's invention was born from fear, but it gave the world peace of mind. 10. Norbert Relu. The sweet revolution. While working as a NASA engineer, Lonnie Johnson was experimenting with cooling systems when he accidentally created something fun, a high-pressure water gun. That invention became the Super Soaker, one of the most popular toys in history. It earned over $1 billion and brought joy to millions of children worldwide. But Lonnie didn't stop there. He used his earnings to fund research in clean energy and technology. A toy may have made him famous, but his mind is focused on changing the future. 11. Otis Boykin. The heart protector. Otis Boykin created improvements for the pacemaker, a device that helps regulate the human heart. He also developed resistors used in radios, televisions, and computers. His work quietly powers the devices we depend on, and in many cases, keeps people alive. His inventions remind us that brilliance can live in silence but still change everything. 12. Granville T. Woods. The Black Ediso. Granville Woods invented over 50 devices. He made major improvements to the telephone, telegraph, and electric railways. One of his biggest contributions was a system that allowed train stations to communicate with moving trains, preventing crashes and saving lives. Thomas Edison even tried to buy his patents, but Woods refused. He wanted his name, his identity to be part of his legacy. Granville Woods stood tall and proved that invention had no color. 13. Elijah McCoy. The real McCoy. Elijah McCoy invented a lubrication system for steam engines that made trains run more efficiently. His device was so effective that engineers refused to use anything else. They wanted the real McCoy. That phrase, meaning the genuine thing, came from his name. His work kept trains moving, industries growing, and his legacy rolling forward for generations. 14. Louis Latimer. The light behind Edison. Everyone knows Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, but few know it was Louis Latimer who made it practical. Latimer invented the carbon filament, which made bulbs last longer and be mass-produced. He also worked on the telephone with Alexander Graham Bell. His brilliance lit up the world, yet history dimmed his name. It's time we turn the light back on. 15. Jan Ernst Matzeliger. The man who put shoes on the world. Before Matzeliger's invention, shoes were made by hand and were very expensive. In 1883, he created a machine that attached the upper part of a shoe to the sole, something that once took hours. His shoe-lasting machine made shoes cheaper and available to everyone. He died young and poor, never seeing the full impact of his creation. But his invention helped billions walk comfortably. 16. Thomas L. Jennings. The fashion freedom fighter Thomas Jennings was the first black man to receive a U.S. patent, in 1821. He invented a process called dry scouring, ***, the early form of dry cleaning. He used the money he earned to fund the abolition movement, helping free enslaved black people. For Jennings, invention was not just business, it was a tool for liberation. 17. Benjamin Banneker. The genius of time. Born in 1731, Benjamin Banneker taught himself mathematics and astronomy. He built a working wooden clock that kept perfect time for over 40 years. He also helped design the layout of Washington, D.C. and wrote to Thomas Jefferson, challenging his racist views and proving black intelligence was undeniable. Banneker's brilliance transcended barriers. His clock still ticks in history's memory. 18. Norbert Relu. The sweet revolution. Norbert Relu revolutionized the sugar industry with his invention, the multiple effect evaporator. His design made sugar refining safer, cleaner, and more efficient. He saved lives by preventing deadly explosions in sugar mills and made sugar cheaper for everyone. His innovation changed not just the process, but the industry itself. 19. George Washington Carver. The plant Dr. Carver was born into slavery but grew into one of America's greatest scientists. He discovered hundreds of uses for peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. His research helped Southern farmers recover their soil after years of cotton farming. He didn't care about money or fame, he cared about healing the land and feeding the people. Carver's genius turned nature into hope. 20. Henry Blair. The farmer's friend Henry Blair was the second black man to receive a U.S. patent. He invented a corn planter and a cottonseed planter, making farming faster and more efficient. Though he could not read or write, he had the mind of an engineer. His ideas helped farmers save time and labor, helping to feed generations to come. These 20 men and women changed the world, yet most never received the credit they deserved. They lived in a time when their skin color was seen as a limitation, but their inventions proved otherwise. So, the next time you drive through a traffic light, take an elevator, or turn on a light bulb, remember, you are touching the legacy of Black genius. Because Black history is not just about pain, it's about power, innovation, and brilliance that refused to die. If this story inspired you, don't scroll away. Subscribe to help us share more stories like this, so that every forgotten name can shine again.